different tasks and thus contributing to accomplishing our shared goals. So if you are just joining, we want to take another minute wherein we would ask you to please share your name and the location from which you are joining us. Your name and the location from which you are joining us. We'll be looking at unleashing personal effectiveness. So just 1 minute for us to do that. Just your name and where you're joining from. To please share your name and the location from which you are joining us. Your name and the location from which you're joining us. We'll be looking at unleashing personal effectiveness. So just 1 minute for us to do that. Just your name and where you're joining from. To please share your name and the location from which you're joining us. Your name and the location from which you're joining us. We'll be looking at unleashing personal effectiveness. So just 1 minute for us to do that. We're having a bit of feedback in the background, which we'll address. Hello, Sorian. Thank you for joining us. We also have Happy Aboyema Conte from Kenema. Thank you. We have Johnson from Abuja. Thank you very much. Tapsi Usisi from Freetown. Thank you. Sorian Jalo from Freetown. Thank you. Hello, Sorian. Bokarifo for joining us from Freetown also. Thank you. We also have Patmata Denton joining us from Freetown. We thank you. Johnson from Abuja. Thank you very much. Tapsi Usisi from Freetown. Thank you. Sorian Jalo from Freetown. Thank you. Hello, Sorian. Bokarifo for joining us from Freetown also. Thank you. We also have Patmata Denton joining us from Freetown. We thank you. Johnson from Abuja. Thank you very much. Tapsi Usisi from Freetown. Thank you. Sorian Jalo from Freetown. Thank you. Hello, Sorian. Bokarifo for joining us from Freetown also. Thank you. We also have Patmata Denton joining us from Freetown. We thank you. And we have Moses from McKinney. Thank you very much. So today we want to look at unleashing personal effectiveness. This is another webinar brought to you by the Primate Associates. We're a business management consultant located in Sierra Leone. And our team, if you could just please proceed to the next slide. We're small but mighty, made up of 4 key personnel. I lead myself, speaking to you. My name is Andre Williams. And we have Samuel. We have also Mrs. Bumi Jegede. And the person who would be our facilitator for today, Sola Jegede. And to some of us, if this is your first time, you would we try as best as possible to keep these sessions within 60 minutes. We don't want to take a lot of time, so we try to give us brief key points that would help us to be successful. But at the same time, if you find that this is useful and you want to go more into that, we're available to provide such trainings on a corporate level. We could come into the organization and guide you with these things and more of the topics on our portfolio. And so without much further ado, I want to take you over to the training. And for that, we are learning objectives for today. We'll be looking at defining personal effectiveness. And at the end of the session, you should be able to tell us what personal effectiveness is. You'll be able to list at least 5 benefits of personal effectiveness, and you'll be able to identify how to unleash your personal effectiveness, thus making us better. So without further ado, I want to turn the session over to our lead facilitator, Sola Jegede, and over to you, sir. Take it away.
Thank you so much, Andre. Thank you so much, Andre, for bringing us on board. And once again, I want to welcome each and every one of us to today's meeting. I strongly believe that we are going to learn some things from VR. And at the end, what we are learning today is not only going to affect us as a person, as a family, even as an organization. It's a very key issue. And like what Andre have just shown us, at the end of the 60 minutes, all things being equal, will show round up in the next 45 minutes. You know your time are very, very precious. You should be able to define personal effectiveness, these are the 5 benefits of personal effectiveness, and identify how to unleash your personal effectiveness. Actually, that's where we are really standing on, how to unleash it. When we talk about personal effectiveness, what comes to your mind first? When we talk about personal effectiveness, what comes to your mind? You can just drop it in the chat, or you can unmute yourself. When you talk about personal effectiveness, what comes to your mind first?
To me, getting the best out of yourself.
Oh, thank you so much. Getting the best out of yourself. Okay. Thank you, Moses. Any other person? You can send in your text. Work-life balance. Thank you, Ciro. Johnson said, optimizing the use of all available resources. Thank you, Johnson. Let's talk more.
I think doing what you need to do when you need to do it.
Doing what you need to do when you need to do it. Thank you so much. I'm sure it's giving us an idea of what personal effectiveness looks like. Being able to deliver results in the face of scarce resources. So many definitions are coming on board. Okay, let me now share my definition with you. Let me now share my definition. How well you use the resources at your disposal, such as your energy, your time, your skills, your strength to achieve your objectives. It's not just about utilizing your resources. It must be driven by something. What do I want to accomplish? There are several people who have resources and they are sending it in several dimensions, different from what they actually want to accomplish. And if that is what that person is doing, then you cannot say that person is effective. For example, maybe somebody wants to build a house. One of my objectives is that I want to build a house within the next 2 years. That's a great objective. And if let me ask you a question. Can you say that person is effective? Yes or no? Let me see your, let me hear you. Let me see your. Can you say the person is effective? His goal or her goal is to build a house in 2 years. But all his resources is using to travel around the whole world. Is that person effective in terms of his goal? Yes or no? Let me see it in your chat, in the chat box. Okay, Tapiru said no. Moses said no. I'm still waiting for other people. Okay. Sad said no. Fatmata said no. Just the person are distracted is our effectiveness. Thank you so much. Almost said no. So we can see it's not just about using your resources. It's about using your resources to accomplish your objective. So the objective comes forth. It can be your career. It can be your education. It can be that I want to improve my career. I want to pass my professional exam. It might be I want to be a manager in the next 3 years. It can be I want to start my own business, but there must be a goal. And the resources at your disposal, when you are able to dispose it accordingly, that's when you can say you are personally effective. And another definition says, it is an approach to success that can help, you reach the objective. You can't see the thing. Objectives, approach. You set for yourself. It will require utilizing all your energy, the same thing, your skill, and motivation for the cause. That is what you actually want to accomplish. So even when you are evaluating yourself, you are able to discover whether what you are doing is going to help you to accomplish your purpose. Another one said, it is how well you use the resources at your disposal. You could also think of it as an approach to success that can help you reach the objective for yourself. Key things, some words are very key. The objective you set for yourself, the resources, the utilization, and the proposal. It can be as an individual, can be as a family, can equally be as an organization. But you can have resources and never accomplish your purpose if it is not well utilized. There are several people that their potential is enormous, and yet they possibly die as a pauper because such resources are not adequately being disposed or being used for its purpose. In a summary, say you demonstrate the ability to effectively cope with change, make effective decisions even in the face of uncertainty. Somebody mentioned the other time. Engage in a growth mindset and self-development that supports our work, performance, and career growth. Or you hold yourself accountable to commitment, actions, and behavior. Develop strategies to manage workload through effective time and priority management. It can be in your office, you are talking about the workload. How can I accomplish this? And you are wondering, how do I get it settled down? So with that one, it helps you that you are able to harness the resources. It can be human resources at your disposal, can be your time, can be the knowledge that you are having, but it helps. So an individual adequate personal effectiveness constantly strive to achieve more. When you have somebody that is personally effective, something is always there, always striving to achieve more, always want to advance his or her career and develop personally and professionally. Personally and professionally. Let me ask you a question. Is it possible for somebody to grow personally without growing professionally? Yes or no? Is it possible for somebody to grow personally without growing professionally? That still say, okay. Is it possible to grow personally without growing professionally? I'm waiting for your response. Yes or no? Okay. I've had yes. Every day we grow, but not in 2 dimensions mentioned. Okay. Good. More response. Somebody has added something to it, said not in those 2 dimensions. Now let me add the next question. Okay, I can say another one coming. If the growth is holistic, no. Okay. If the growth is holistic, no. It is possible to grow personally and not professionally. Yes, it is possible. Now let's ask the next question. Is it possible to maximize your potential without growing personally and professionally? Is it possible for you to maximize your potential without growing personally and professionally? Okay, Asmata said no. Sa said no. Tapiru said no. Johnson said no. So, but each and every one of us is responding the same way, that it is impossible for somebody to grow, to maximize his or her potential without growing personally and professionally. So it means if I must grow, if you must grow and maximize your potential, the issue of growing personally and professionally is non-negotiable. If you are going to be an asset to your organization, an asset to your family, an asset to the nation, an asset to the world, it has to be. You can see the word grow. It has to be. And unfortunately, there are people who have resources who are not growing personally, are not growing professionally. Let's now move ahead. Can you measure some benefits of personal effectiveness? Can we measure some benefits? You can send in your chat. What comes to your mind? If somebody is personally effective, what do you think are some of the benefits? You can send in your answer. Productivity, thank you, Bukari. If we achieve his goal in life, thank you, sir. Productivity, achievement of life goal, it will result in a better performance. Thank you, better performance. It will maximize its potential. Thank you, sir. We are looking at some of the benefits of personal effectiveness. Maximize its potential, better performance, achieve life goal, productivity. More. Problem-solving skills will increase. Thank you. And when there's an increase in problem-solving skills, then I can assure you a number of other things will follow. A number of other things will follow. Productivity will be there. There will be less friction, will be there. Efficient utilization of personal resources. Thank you, Siri. Satisfaction and general happiness. Thank you, yeah. Lauren said to everyone. Okay, that's Lauren. Thank you for Malawi. Thank you, Malawi. Lauren from joining us from Malawi. Abi said time management. So we can see clearly that the issue of time of managing yourself and personal effectiveness is very, very important. Let me quickly take us to a slide so that we can see some of the things I mentioned in my there. Increase influence. Thank you. You can see you become more productive and you are more motivated when you are personally effective, when you develop your skills and you are able to harness them and pursue your chosen objective. You become more productive and more motivated. Why more motivated? Because results will always help you to move better. You consistently meet goals and develop yourself. You feel more satisfied and accomplished in life. Somebody spoke to us about life goals. You improve your understanding of yourself. There are many people who will never become all that they are created to become because they never actually develop their personal skills. You learn to handle unexpected situations. I wish we have time. I will have asked God to share with us. Have you come to an unexpected situation before? You didn't plan for it. and suddenly you jump into it. Let me give you an instance. There was a time I went for a meeting. In that meeting, I was to present the next day. But I've already prepared all I need to prepare. But for me, I always like going to the meeting to know the tempo of what is going on. So that when I go there, I'm able to leverage on what they are building and possibly move ahead with it. And by the time I got there that day, one of the speakers was not available. And they asked me, Sola, can you step in? I just brought out my tablet, what I prepared, and I spoke. And the organizer was so happy. They were so excited that, oh, so you can fit in. What am I saying? When you have developed yourself, even when it could be opportunity that comes around and you're able to move it. It can be challenging that comes around and you're able to solve it. But I can assure you, if you're able to solve problems without preparing for it, people will rate you high. And don't be surprised, the price tag they place on you may be better than what you have been asking for. You have more faith and confidence in yourself. There are people who could not actually accomplish more because they don't have confidence. And you know why they don't have confidence? They have not prepared. They didn't develop themselves. And it's common in our generation. We see people who never develop themselves. We see people who left college, and after college, it's like they close books. And yet you see people who is always developing themselves. When you have personal effectiveness, you have more faith in yourself, more confidence in yourself, you reduce stress. When you are growing yourself personally, you will reduce stress. You will increase personal well-being. We spoke about improved productivity, enhance workplace communication, increase team performance. You become an asset. You become an asset to your team rather than be a liability. Continuous development, improve team performance, and decrease stress. So you can see these are some of the things that you enjoy by actually improving yourself. Let me go to the next one. What are the consequences? Can we mention some of the consequences of lack of personal effectiveness? What are the consequences? To you as a person, maybe to your organization, maybe to the family. What are the consequences? You want the chat to come in? What are the consequences? What are the consequences of lack of personal effectiveness? You become a liability to your team. Thank you, sir. And nobody wants to work with a liability. Waiting for more response. What are some of the? You will always face embarrassment. Thank you, Umu. And I don't think you would like to face an embarrassment. Inability to lead effectively. So you can see, these are soft skills. You are unproductive. Thank you, BM. Your value diminishes. Thank you, Tafsiru. Personal ineffectiveness opens the person to poor productivity. Thank you, Johnson. Constantly giving excuses. Thank you, BM. So we can see, we have seen the benefits, we have seen the consequences. Do you think it's something that every individual loss of value? Thank you, sir. Do you think that it's a topic that you and every individual should actually pursue? Yes or no? Do you think personal productivity personal effectiveness is something that you should actually pursue. Oh, Tapiru says yes. Oh, BM said yes, sure. It is clear that without personal effectiveness, you will never maximize your potential and you will never become what you ought to become. You will be a liability to other people, liability to your team. You lose your value. You cause embarrassment to yourself. Now we want to look at how do we unleash personal effectiveness? How do we unleash it? Number one, ownership. Ownership. If you are going to unleash your personal, you need to take control of your life and be responsible for your work and result. Be responsible for your work and yourself and your work and even the result. If you succeed, take ownership. If you fail, don't say it is somebody else. Don't shift blame. Take control of your life. You are the one to determine what becomes of your life and be responsible for your work. Don't shift blame. But in the little time I spend in the work environment, shifting blame is always the order of the day. And know what you want. Know what you want. And after that one, know where you are going. What is your goal? What do you want in life? What do you want in that family? What do you want in that career? Can you imagine somebody say, oh, I want a peaceful home. And it's always picking fights with the wife or with the husband. So it means you don't know what you want. You know where you are going. You know everything related to your work. Everything that is related to your work, know it. We're in a dispensation whereby you can acquire so much skill without going for a formal training. But a number of people, even when they go for formal training, all they are looking for is the certificate. Or maybe the per diem that goes along with it. No, if you are going to maximize your potential, know everything related to your work. Understand how something can impact the outcome of your work and your life. Understand it. Take ownership, the control of your life. Be responsible for your work and your result. Know what you want. Know where you are going. Know everything related to your work. Understand how something can impact the outcome of your work. If you are with me, can you just please type yes if you are with me? If you are hearing me, can you type yes? If you are with me, can you type yes? Okay, thank you, Sorian. Thank you, Moses. Thank you, Sir. Thank you, Umu. Thank you, Tapiru. Thank you, Johnson. Good. So it means we are together, we are on the same page. After ownership, set smart goals. This is the process of defining specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound objectives that an individual or organization aims to achieve. Have a goal. What is your goal for this month? What is your goal for this year? What is your goal concerning yourself this year? What goal do you have for your family this year? What goal do you have for your work this year? What goal do you have for your physical body this year? What goal do you have for your finances this year? Without a goal, you are likely going to mismanage the resources at your disposal. But the goal must be specific. You must be able to measure it. You can't just say, I'm going to read book this year. That's not a smart goal. I'm going to read 3 books this year. You can even qualify it. I'm going to read 3 books on management, on social responsibility, on spiritual goals this year. Those are measurable. Is it achievable? You say, oh, I'm going to read 400 books this year. Is it achievable? I'm not sure. Except you don't have another work to do. Is it relevant? Relevant to your objective? There is a particular topic they call triple concordance. How many of us know about triple concordance? If you know, can you type yes? If you don't, just say no. That triple concordance. It's a management term. Dora said no. BM said no. Tapiru said no. John said no. Okay, let me go to triple concordance. Triple concordance principle is saying you have an objective. And when you have an objective, your content or your strategies must be designed to accomplish the objective. And after setting the objective, your evaluation must be in line with the objective you want to actually accomplish. So the goal comes first. The strategies and the content feed the goal. It is not, if you set a different goal and you are using a wrong strategy, you will never accomplish that goal. And when you are evaluating yourself or the feedback, you are equally evaluating the goal, not the content. For example, I want to save $1,000 this year. That's my goal. I want to save it cash. But if I'm spending all my money to buy books, it's not in line with my goal. So it's contrary to the principle of triple concordance. When I want to evaluate myself at the end of the year, I should evaluate myself. Sola, have you saved $1,000? I'm not evaluating how many books have you bought. No, I'm evaluating it. So if those three do not go together, you are not likely going to maximize your resources. Your goal, your objective and strategies, and your evaluation must actually go together. And that's the best way you can actually use your resources. It involves identifying the desired outcome and developing a plan for achieving them. Identify what? The desired outcome. What do I want to accomplish? What do I want to accomplish? And decide what? Do not design a plan, a ladder to it. You must have it. I'm talking about how you can maximize your potential, how you can actually accomplish your goal, how you can actually unleash your personal effectiveness. I spoke about ownership, and I spoke about smart goal, action. Setting goals is not enough. Be focused on where you are doing the job and how to reach the end goal quickly without compromising quality. Several people have goals, but they are not acting on their goals. They are not acting on their strategies. Let me ask a question. If you have a smart goal and you are not acting on the goal, are you going to accomplish your objective? Yes or no? You have a smart goal, but you are not acting on it. Bukari said no. John said obviously no.
No.
No, I can see all the no's coming in. Now, let me ask another question. Do we have people who have goals and do not act on their goals? Yes or no? They have goals, but they do not act on their goals. Yes, thank you, ABM. So we can see there are people who have goals, but they are not acting on their goals. Thank you, Savior. So they are not acting KPI. They are not acting on their goals. Let me now ask another question. In case somebody does not have goal and no action, will he succeed or fail? No goal, no action, and not ready to take responsibility. Will such a person succeed or fail? No goal, no action, no responsibility. They will fail. They will fail. Moses said they will fail. Moses said they will fail. They are heading forward a big failure. And that is the issue. It is not about I will succeed. No goal, no action, and you are not taking responsibility. And that is what is affecting productivity in our life, in our homes, in our organization, in the nation. Big failure because we are not even acting on our goal. You should be fast and be efficient. Don't go with the flow aimlessly. There are some that they are just moving aimlessly. Don't join them. You must be disciplined. You must be disciplined. If you are going to be able to have personal effectiveness, you must be disciplined. You do the right thing, the right time, at the right place. If you are not disciplined, it is impossible for you to actually perform maximally. And if you don't, you are likely going to be a liability to other people. You waste resources, you are going to be stressed. There must be delayed gratification. Delayed gratification is like, it's no longer acceptable in our generation. People want it now. I want good things now, now, now. It is impossible to have a sustainable success without delayed gratification. It might be, let me pass my professional exam instead of buy a car. You delay gratification. It might be, let me settle myself before I get married. Delay gratification. It might be, let us reinvest our money in our business before taking profits. Delay gratification. It might be, let us develop our community before we begin to travel around the whole world. Delay gratification. And that's it. It takes discipline to do it. But delayed gratification is like it's absent in this generation, among the young, among the old. If you can't delay gratification, you will not be effective personally. There are times you need to discipline yourself. Say, this thing is good now, is good, but not now. Let me delay, and you must be proactive. You anticipate need, and you adequately prepare for them. I use the word adequately. Adequately prepare for them. Let me give you a quick story. We have about 14 more minutes to go. During the COVID, it becomes almost impossible to do face-to-face training. And before you know it, the issue of virtual training becomes very obvious. And I took time to attend as many trainings as I can in grooming myself, read as many books as I read, download as many videos as I can download. And like we are doing right now, I ran quite a lot of free webinars during that time. And there was a particular day, somebody just called me. Will you be able to run a training for our organization? Since we can't meet face to face, our trainer cannot come from out of the country. Will you be able to help us? I said, of course I will. They gave me the topic and I was able to do it and they were satisfied. What am I saying? Preparation, anticipate need and adequately prepare for it. It is not about just the money they are going to pay you. When you adequately prepare and you satisfy the need of the listener, you are satisfied, you are fulfilled, and you may even open doors for opportunities for you. Don't do a wishy-washy work. Don't. If you do a wishy-washy work, you may close the door to opportunity permanently. Discipline, determination. That's ability to keep going despite challenges. It might be in a home. I will make sure there's peace in our home. And even when some things are coming up that will make you to flare up, say, no, I will keep going on despite the challenges. It might be the exam. The first time you failed it, second time you failed it, third time you failed it. No, the Bible says The righteous man falleth 7 times, and the Lord delivered them from all of them. So he said, why it's not up to 7 times? I will keep pressing. So you can see, I need to keep going despite challenges. You may not have enough resources, but you make good use of the resources you have, but develop yourself. Don't be a mediocre. It helps you achieve a specific goal without being distracted by external things. When you are determined, you are not distracted. Honestly, there are sometimes you are grooming yourself. It is not the time to be jumping from one marriage ceremony to another naming ceremony to another marriage ceremony. If you are not there, the marriage ceremony will go. The naming ceremony, they will hold. Some activities will go. Determine and work. I say, until I accomplish this, no distraction. No distraction. Know your objective. Know where you are going. In every segment of your life, either spiritually, either financially, either mentally, either socially, either physically, each and every of these areas, you should have a goal, and you make up your mind that I'm going to be effective. Determine. It can be your physical exercises. And so that you discover that you are tired. Maybe you say, I'm going to cycle 200, and you got to 150, and all your knees are cracking and pain and becoming painful. And you are wondering, can I grow? What do? You determine to grow. If you are with me, can you please type yes? If you are with me, can you type yes? Thank you, Moses. Thank you, Sorian. Thank you, Tapiro. Thank you, Alusai. Thank you, Melvin. Thank you, Umo. Okay, thank you so much. So we move ahead. Growth mindset is another thing you need for personal productivity. Growth mindset, constantly learning to keep up with the changing world and your need. Constantly learning to keep up with changing world. The world is changing, and your need also may be changing. As you are growing in your workplace, your need is changing. For example, when you are a junior manager, technical skill is not negotiable. You need to be technically sound as a junior manager to earn promotion. But by the time you become a senior manager, it is not your technical skill that is key. Let me ask a question. What skill is necessary when you become a senior manager or a general manager? Can you share with me? When you become a general manager or a senior manager or an MD, what kind of skill is essential for you? Moses said leadership. But matter strategic skill. Leadership skill, David. Strategic skill, Johnson. Thank you so much. When you are a junior manager, your technical skill is necessary. That is the basis for which they rate you. Now you have mastered the technical skill, but by the time you become a senior manager, the issue of people management becomes key. Because you are likely going to manage people with different competencies. If your people management skill is poor, you are going to fail. If your people management skill is poor, no matter how sound technically you are going to fail. Because as a leader, a top leader is your ability to harness the people under your office is key to your success. So have a growth mindset. As you are growing your career, your need will change. The system will change. Even as parents, as you are growing, how you deal with your children changes. So if you don't have those skills, you may destroy your home, you may destroy your work, you may destroy that organization that you're actually heading. Growth mindset, have a sense of curiosity. You think out of the box, yet be humble. If you are not humble, those who are working under you may undermine you, or they may set a trap for you. Be humble to learn. You don't know everything. There was a young man, it's a true story. They just employ him. He just finished from the college and have a good result in business administration. And they employed him as the main manager of the bakery. And the first one, when he got there, he began to order everybody. And you know what happened? Those junior staff, they set him up. They put some flour and they didn't add necessary condiments. And after what happened? The whole bread collapsed. And by the time he spoke to the owner of the bakery, he said the bread did not come out very well. And the owner now called him. Did you engage the junior staff? He said no. He said, go and engage them. Let them do what needed to be done. Eventually, he was humble enough and went ahead. This is a true story. And eventually was able to liaise with those junior bakers. And they did the right thing. So if you are not humble, people who are under you may destroy your work. So bye-bye to arrogance. Growth mindset. Challenge yourself relentlessly and explore uncharted territories without fear. Look at areas that you have not been doing before. Explore it without fear. Reflection. Learn to scrutinize your skills. Scrutinize your ability. Scrutinize your experiences. Are they still relevant? The experience of 20 years ago is not likely going to be relevant now. Even the ability of 5 years ago might not be relevant now. Your experience in one part of the nation might not be relevant in another part of the nation. There was a day I've been teaching customer service for a long time. And the police invited an organization to come and handle customer service. And they said, Sola, can you handle customer service? I said, wow. I've been handling customer service for a long time. Taught it in banks, taught it in hotels and other things. And I was preparing my slide. And suddenly, something told me, go and check customer service in the police. And eventually, I got with it. The volume of material I had was enormous, which was almost 90% different from customer service in the banking sector, customer service in the embassy, customer service in the educational sector. There were laws that were guiding it. And I sat down, read them, and internalized them. By the time I got there, I was quoting some of the laws that was relevant. And one of the senior police officers said, were you a police before? I said, no. Say, how do you know this thing? I said, I studied it. Scrutinize your skill. Scrutinize your ability. Scrutinize your experience. Your experience of 5 years ago may not be relevant now. You need the skill to improve how you learn or work. Scrutinize your ability to improve. Scrutinize your experience to improve. If you are going to develop your personal ability. Then emotional intelligence, we have about 3 more minutes. Ability to recognize, assess, and positively influence one's emotion. It's about having an excellent understanding of yourself and those around you. Ability to manage your emotion. Emotion is good, but if it is not well managed, it can destroy you. You can lose your job. You can lose your best staff if you can't manage your emotion. You can even lose your life. You can lose your home if you can't manage your emotion. So if I talk about personal effectiveness, you must be able to manage your emotion. Maybe I can use our language. It's a power business. It is compulsory, you must. And time management is non-negotiable. It's non-negotiable. Ability to plan and manage how you spend your time and to accomplish your objective objectively, effectively, is very important. You will never have more than 24 hours. No, you will never. Without the proper time management skill, achieving goals within the set timeline will be challenging. Without the proper time management skill, achieving goals within the set timeline will be challenging. Time management, you need it. Everywhere at home, you need it. There's a time to sleep. There's a time to eat. There's a time to work. There's a time to labor. There's a time to work. Night comes when no one can work. So work when you should work. There's a time to develop yourself. Ability to manage your time is very important. And effective communication, very important also. It is the process of exchanging ideas, thoughts, opinion, knowledge, data, so that the message is received and understood with clarity. If your communication is weak, there are homes that have been scattered because of poor communication. There are people that have lost their job because of poor communication. There are people that have missed out during interview because of poor communication. There are people that have lost their key staff because of poor communication. You can't carry out your vision without good communication. You may have a good vision, good goal, but if your communication is poor, you won't be effective as a person. And finally, self-motivation. Find self-motivation within yourself without relying on external factors. There was a man that went to a battle. And by the time he came back, he had lost everything. Wives lost, houses lost. And they spoke about that man, that he encouraged himself. It means what? He was self-motivated. Don't always wait to be motivated from outside. Self-motivation. When you are motivated, executing your plan or reaching goal is much easier. You can do the work without actually being paid. You are happy because you are self-motivated. Motivation gives you the drive to keep pushing forward. To improve personal effectiveness, you need motivation. It is important that you understand what motivates you and use that knowledge to push yourself. Know what motivates you and use that knowledge to push yourself out of your comfort zone. Know what motivates you. What motivates you might be different from what motivates me. And use that knowledge to push yourself out of your comfort zone. For example, as a person, what motivates me? I propose in my mind that under no circumstances will any member of my family struggle to survive. So that motivating factor that I must take adequate care of them, push me to do a number of things. Good things, not bad things. Because it's there. And at the same time, I want to leave a legacy, a good legacy, that when I'm finished here, what do they say about Sola? Those things motivates me to do what I do. And I ask you, what motivates you? If it does say a good value does not motivate you, you are not likely going to determine what? To improve yourself in terms of effectiveness. And yet, without personally effective, you cannot actually accomplish more. When you constantly challenge yourself and you go extra mile to perform at your highest ability, listen very well. When you constantly, not occasionally, challenge yourself and go extra mile to perform at your highest ability, that's when you can actually maximize your personal effectiveness. You can achieve your personal and professional goals. You know, I told you before, your personal and professional goal by utilizing the available resources to their fullest extent. This is how you can make a difference while everyone runs after mere success. You can make a difference while everyone runs after mere success. You can make a difference in your personal life. You can make a difference in your home. You can make a difference in your career. You can make a difference in your nation. You can make a difference in Africa. It's hinging on one thing: personal effectiveness. If each and every member of our community are personally effective, how will our community look like? Outstanding. If all our public office holders are personally effective with integrity, how will our countries look like? Outstanding. And I ask you, as you round up, are you working towards being personally effective? That's my question. Either yes or no. There's a room for improvement. So, what is your takeaway? What is your takeaway from today's discussion? You can send your text or you can unmute yourself and speak. And I just have your permission to have about 5 minutes before you run off. What's your takeaway? Has your time been well spent or wasted? Moses says self-motivation is the key in enhancing personal effectiveness. That's my takeaway. Thank you, Moses. What's your takeaway? Continually striving to be a better version of myself. Thank you, Fatmata. A better version of myself. Thank you. Saman said, this is very essential. Thank you. Responsibility to be effective is mine and not to be excused away by game blaming. Thank you. I will not be able to meet my goals without personal effectiveness. Thank you, BM. Thank you for being part of our meeting today. I will now leave you to Andre as we round up this session.
Okay,
Personal effectiveness
everyone.
helps us to make it just one after success. Thank you. Getting motivated internally and not external factor. Thank you. Effective time management and self-motivation. Thank you. There is need for discipline and self-motivation to be effective. Essential life skill that will enable us to achieve our personal goals. Thank you, Melvin. Thank you so much for being part of our discussion today. So the right attitude as a manager is key to getting subordinates to cooperate personal effectiveness. Thank you so much, Soria. Finally, thank you so much for being part of our meeting today. All things being equal, we'll be having a session every month and we'll keep you posted. That's our email and that's our address in case you need to get across to us. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night rest. I'm sure some people in Malawi, that should be about 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock in Malawi. Maybe about 9 o'clock in Nigeria, then 8 o'clock Sierra Leone. Thank you for being part of our training today. We send the link to the YouTube to you. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night rest and put to practice what you have planned.
Thank you very much, Pastor. Good night.